Hey guys, Max here. In this video, I'm going to go over the 7-step routine that I take each and every time when someone moves out and I need to find a new tenant. So without further ado, let's go. Where I've seen so many beginner landlords fail is they don't have a system put in place. They ask certain questions for this person, certain questions for the other person, require certain things for this person, certain things for others. You want to make sure you have a very, very well-oiled machine and a system in place so you do the same thing for every single person. The reason you want to do that is because you want to know this person has answered this to this question and this to the other question, and they have all these things lined up. If you can say that about each and every person, then you actually know whether they're going to be the right tenant or not. If not, you're really guessing, and guessing is not a good plan. All right, so first thing is I asked them a variety of questions. First one is, do you have the first month's rent and security deposit today? And I need a resounding yes, Y-E-S. Whenever I've compromised on this specific one, let's just say it doesn't always pan out. The reason why I pass on anyone who doesn't have the money ready today is because there's already so many people hitting on my inbox that are more qualified. Why would I make concessions and lower my standards to someone who doesn't have the money right? Because that's a direct reflection on perhaps they're not going to have the money right for me in the future. And I am not in the business of adopting issues or problems. I do not expect anyone to pay my bills, nor do I expect anyone to think I'm going to pay their bills. So if they don't say, yes, absolutely, I have the first month's rent and deposit today, I pass. Next step, do you have a job? And if so, how long have you worked there? You want to see what kind of longevity they have. If they're job hopping 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months job hopping, that's probably a sign, and maybe a sign, that they're going to do that to you. It also shows that they may not be in a headspace where they can be cooperative with someone. What I really want when a tenant moves in, when I have a roommate, is them to cooperate with me. This is this way, and this is this way. If they can't get on that program, they are not the right person for me. So if they've been there for a decent amount of time, that is a good sign. If someone says they either job hop or are unemployed, pass. Next is, how long have you lived at your current address, and why are you looking for a new place? We'll start with the first one. How long have you lived at the current address? I want to hear at least 6 months. Someone who goes from place to place to place to place usually has a checkered past that, again, I don't want to deal with. That's not always the case. I've just seen, doing it for 5 years and seeing probably a couple hundred screening phone calls, that people who go from place to place to place to place usually have something under the rug that they're not sharing. And the only way I can have a good relationship when it comes to landlord-tenant is if they are honest and forthcoming with all available information. It all unearths itself eventually, so it's best to be upfront initially. So if they tell me they've lived at the place for 6 months, a year, longer than that, that is a good sign. I asked them why they're looking for a new place because I want to hear that their lease is up, they want to save some money, they're looking into the area, they're just moving in. I want to hear all things that are positive. If I hear drama, that drama, again, I'm not in the adoption agency. I am not ready to adopt that kind of drama. And what I've seen is whenever I lower my standards, make concessions because I'm desperate to rent out the room, the person who has all these things going on when it comes to drama, brings that into my house. And what I want in total is peace, and drama does not coincide with that. Next is, can you provide a reference to 1, your current employer, and 2, your current landlord? If they balk at this at all, and I mean even 1 second, it makes you really think that, what am I not being told? The reason I want these references is to see and verify everything. Yes, I trust people. I'm very trusting when I first meet you. But the thing is, I verify everything as well. So I trust that you're making a certain amount of money, working at a certain place, living in a certain place. That's great, but I want to verify everything myself. If they answer those base questions, then you're on the right path. If you're renting a room as opposed to renting a whole house, I then go into some personality-based questions. First one is, what's your work schedule and sleep schedule like? I one time had a roommate, gosh, he worked the exact opposite shift I had. I'm a day shift, he was night shift. It made for sleeping arrangements really unenjoyable. Let me tell you, when someone has their sleeping arrangement messed up and they're sleep deprived, that makes chaos for everyone in the house. So I want to hear that their sleep schedule and work schedule is similar to mine. And that doesn't mean I X out someone totally because of this, but I've realized when you have the work and sleep schedule relatively the same, things are a lot easier. Next is, how often do you eat out or cook? I cook almost every single meal at home, So if someone else cooks every single meal at home, it may make some issues in the kitchen. Again, not to say this hexes out anybody, but it's just good to know whether they eat a lot out or cook in. Then the last step is number 7. Yes, the lucky number 7. And that is verify everything. I don't care if you have great vibes together, great energy, great whatever. You want to verify every single thing this person is telling you. So that means, yes, you're going to have to pick up the phone and make a couple phone calls. I've concluded that these 2 very short phone calls have saved me so much heartache and money. First person I call is their current employer. How long have they worked there? You can't ask many questions at all, which it is what it is. Just simply ask, do the dates line up? Did they start there at this date? Did they tell you that date? And did the employer tell you the same thing? Verify 3-fold and you will definitely be on the right path. And then call the current landlord and verify the date that they moved in as well. If you can verify the employer as well as the landlord and everything lines up, the person is probably and seems to be being pretty straight up with you. And again, the biggest deal here is honesty and being upfront. If there's issues, I'd rather know about them in the beginning than later down the line. So again, trust and verify. Those are the steps I take to make sure I get the ideal roommate. It's been quite a journey. 5 years, 80 grand collected. It's been, let's just say I wish I would have had this plan in the very beginning because it would have saved me hours and hours of my time. You want to make sure to go through all of the 7 and make sure to verify everything. I promise you do those short phone calls. It'll save you so much in the long run. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.